The second you announce you're pregnant and vegan, the noise starts. Are you sure that's safe? What about protein? Aren't you risking the baby's brain without fish and milk? It's a storm of opinions, half-truths, and viral posts that can turn a thoughtful choice into a source of guilt and fear. I want you to exhale with me. You deserve facts, not fear. As a board-certified OB/GYN and a registered dietitian specializing in plant-based nutrition, I'm here to tell you with confidence. A well-planned vegan diet can be one of the healthiest, most protective ways to fuel a pregnancy. And today, I'm going to arm you with the science and the plan to answer the 5 biggest myths you're likely to hear, calmly and decisively. Here's the spoiler before we dive in. You can grow a thriving baby on plants. You can meet your protein needs. You can build strong bones without dairy. Soy is not going to derail your hormones. Iron deficiency is preventable. And yes, you will need a few targeted supplements because we follow evidence, not ideology. My goal is simple: replace anxiety with clarity and leave you with a practical template you can use every single day. Let's take these myths one by one. For each, I'll tell you the story you're hearing, the scientific reality, and the exact action plan to put in place. By the end, you'll have a script for your family, your co-workers, and, most importantly, for yourself when doubt creeps in. Myth number 1. You can't get enough protein without meat. This is the most common fear, and it's biologically false. During pregnancy, most people need roughly 0.8 to 1.1 grams of protein per kilogram of pre-pregnancy body weight, which lands most pregnant adults in a practical range of about 80 to 100 grams per day by the 2nd and 3rd trimesters. Plants absolutely deliver that. All plant foods contain protein. Some are powerhouses. A cup of cooked lentils has about 18 grams. Half a block of extra firm tofu has 20 to 25 grams. A cup of edamame adds 17 grams. 2 tablespoons of peanut butter bring 7 to 8 grams. A cup of soy milk adds 7 to 10 grams. Whole grains contribute 2. A cup of cooked quinoa has 8 grams. Oats, brown rice, and whole wheat pasta contribute meaningful amounts across the day. Let's clear a second sub-myth while we're here: the complete protein trap. You do not need to combine specific foods in the same meal to make a protein complete. Your body maintains an amino acid pool and draws from what you eat over the day. Variety wins. If you're eating a range of legumes, soy foods, grains, nuts, and seeds, you are getting all 9 essential amino acids. That's settled science. Here's your action plan for protein. Center a protein source at every meal and build around it. Breakfast could be a smoothie with fortified soy milk, silken tofu, oats, and berries. Easily 25 to 30 grams. Lunch could be a lentil chickpea salad over quinoa with tahini dressing, another 25 to 30 grams. Dinner could be a tofu, tempeh, or edamame stir-fry over brown rice with vegetables and cashews, 30 to 40 grams. Add snacks like roasted chickpeas, edamame, hummus with whole grain pita, or a soy yogurt, and you're comfortably in range. If nausea or appetite makes whole foods tough, you can lean on a high-quality plant protein powder, vetted by your clinician for a period of time. The point is not perfection, it's pattern. Protein at each eating occasion, day after day, is how you meet needs, maintain stable energy, and provide the amino acids your baby uses to build organs, enzymes, skin, muscles, and brain tissue. Myth number 2. You need dairy for the baby's bones. The Got Milk campaign did a remarkable job of equating dairy with bone health. But cows don't make calcium, they eat it. Plants are the original source, and you can meet the 1,000 milligram daily calcium target in pregnancy without dairy. What matters most isn't the logo on the carton, it's the amount of calcium you consume, how well you absorb it, and whether you have enough vitamin D to act as the gatekeeper for absorption. Let's talk absorption because this is where many people get tripped up. Spinach is healthy, but it's a poor calcium source because its calcium is bound by oxalates, which dramatically reduce absorption. Kale, bok choy, and broccoli, on the other hand, are low-oxalate greens with highly absorbable calcium. Tofu is a secret weapon if, and this is crucial, you buy the right kind. Look for calcium sulfate in the ingredients. That means the tofu is calcium set. Half a cup of calcium set tofu can deliver 350 to 450 milligrams of calcium in a form your body uses well. Fortified plant milks typically offer 300 to 450 milligrams per cup, similar to dairy. Add sesame seeds or tahini, chia seeds, almonds, white beans, and low-oxalate greens. and you have a very straightforward path to 1000 milligrams. Vitamin D is the critical co-star. Without adequate vitamin D status, you don't absorb calcium efficiently, no matter the source. Sun exposure is variable and unreliable in pregnancy. Most prenatal vitamins include vitamin D, but the amount varies. Work with your clinician to check your vitamin D level and set an appropriate daily supplement, commonly 600 to 1000 international units as a maintenance dose, sometimes higher if you're deficient, always individualized to your labs. Here's your action plan for bones. Build a daily calcium routine you barely have to think about. 1 cup of fortified soy or pea milk at breakfast, half a cup of calcium-set tofu at lunch or dinner, a couple of tablespoons of tahini in a sauce or hummus, and a serving of kale, bok choy, or broccoli. You've just hit your target. Keep vitamin D on board, per your provider's guidance. And remember, your baby will draw calcium from your diet first. Meeting your needs protects both of you and your bone bank. Myth number 3. Soy is dangerous. Phytoestrogens will harm the baby. This is the most persistent and the most thoroughly debunked plant-based pregnancy myth. The fear hinges on a single term, phytoestrogens. These are plant compounds in soy called isoflavones that look a little like human estrogen under a microscope. The leap people make is that looking like equals acting like. It doesn't. Here's the clear, simple physiology. Your estrogen receptors are like locks. Human estrogen is the perfect key. It fits, it turns, it opens the door. Soy isoflavones are badly cut, weak keys. They may sit in the lock, but they don't turn it effectively. In many tissues, they actually block stronger estrogens from binding, which produces a balancing, protective effect rather than a feminizing surge. That's why adult populations with higher lifelong soy intake have lower rates of certain hormone-sensitive cancers and improved cardiometabolic profiles. Now, the pregnancy data. Decades of human research, cohort studies from countries with high soy intake, randomized controlled trials on soy foods and isoflavone exposure, and national dietary surveillance show that moderate soy consumption, roughly 1 to 3 servings per day, is safe in pregnancy and does not impair fertility, fetal growth, genital development, birth outcomes, or infant hormone levels. Tofu, tempeh, edamame, and soy milk are nutrient-dense foods that offer protein, iron, calcium when fortified, and a meaningful dose of choline, a vital nutrient for fetal brain development that many diets lack. Here's your action plan for soy. Enjoy 1 to 3 servings of whole soy foods daily without fear. A serving is about half a cup of tofu or tempeh, 1 cup of soy milk, or half a cup of edamame. Choose calcium-set tofu to support bone health. Choose fortified soy milk to layer in calcium, vitamin D, and B12 if it's added. If you're on thyroid medication, simply separate soy foods and your pill by a few hours to avoid absorption interference. If you have a true soy allergy, diagnosed by a clinician, of course you'll avoid soy and use other legumes and protein sources. For everyone else, soy is not the enemy, it's an ally. Myth number 4, you'll be dangerously anemic because plant iron is useless. Iron needs go up in pregnancy. The recommended intake is 27 milligrams per day to support increased blood volume and fetal needs. Iron deficiency anemia is common across all diets because pregnancy demand is high, not because plant iron is inherently bad. It's true that non-heme iron, the form in plants, isn't absorbed as efficiently as heme iron from animal products. But here's the part many people miss. You have a powerful lever that dramatically increases non-heme iron absorption, vitamin C. Think of vitamin C as the unlock for plant iron. When you pair a vitamin C source with an iron-rich plant food, absorption can increase several-fold. Squeeze lemon over a lentil salad. Add bell peppers or tomatoes to your bean chili. Drink a small glass of orange or citrus juice with your iron-containing meal. Toss black beans with mango salsa. Layer strawberries onto your iron-fortified oatmeal. This isn't garnish, it's strategy. Cooking in cast iron pans can also nudge up iron content of foods, and many vegan staples, lentils, chickpeas, kidney beans, blackstrap molasses, pumpkin seeds, tofu, tempeh, quinoa, amaranth, fortified cereals, are rich iron sources. Equally important is watching for blockers around your highest iron meals. Coffee and tea contain polyphenols that temporarily reduce iron absorption. Enjoy them between meals rather than with your iron-rich plate. Calcium competes for absorption too. Spread calcium-dense foods away from your iron supplement if you're taking one. Here's your action plan for iron. Build an iron plus C pairing into at least 2 meals per day. Aim for a legume or soy base, a whole grain, a vitamin C-rich fruit or vegetable, and a drizzle of something acidic like lemon juice or vinegar. Ask your clinician to check your ferritin, the iron storage marker, early in pregnancy and again in the second trimester. If supplements are needed, they'll help you choose a dose and form you tolerate. Options include ferrous bisglycinate or slow-release forms, and a schedule that fits your digestion. Constipation is common. Adding fiber, fluids, and magnesium-rich foods helps. And remember, supplements are used to fix a lab-documented gap. The day-to-day foundation is food plus vitamin C. Myth number 5. You can get all your nutrients from your clean diet. No supplements needed. This is the most dangerous myth because it sounds virtuous. A beautiful, whole foods, plant-based diet covers an enormous amount of nutritional ground, but there are 2 critical nutrients you cannot reliably get from plants in pregnancy, and your baby's brain depends on them: vitamin B12 and DHA. I'm going to be explicit here. These are non-negotiable. Vitamin B12 is made by bacteria, not animals or plants. In modern food systems, reliable B12 exists in animal products and fortified foods. Seaweed, spirulina, and nutritional yeast are not dependable sources because the B12 analogues they contain can be inactive or inconsistent. B12 deficiency in pregnancy can lead to maternal anemia and neurologic symptoms and can impair fetal brain and nervous system development. Every vegan pregnancy must include a dedicated B12 supplement. Typical, evidence-based dosing options include 250 to 500 micrograms daily or 2,000 micrograms once weekly of cyanocobalamin or methylcobalamin. Your clinician can tailor this to your labs and your prenatal composition. DHA is the long-chain omega-3 fatty acid that accumulates in your baby's brain and retina, especially in the 3rd trimester. Flax, chia, hemp, and walnuts provide ALA, a shorter-chain omega-3. Your body can convert ALA to DHA, but conversion is limited and highly variable, often in the single-digit percentages, and pregnancy needs are high. The most direct, ethical, and vegan route is an algae-based DHA supplement because algae are the original source of DHA in the marine food web. A common evidence-supported target is at least 200 to 300 milligrams of DHA daily from algae oil. Many prenatal vitamins still omit DHA. Don't assume it's included. Check the label. If it's not there, take a separate algae-based DHA. There are a few other nutrients to be intentional about as a vegan, not because plants fail, but because pregnancy demand is high and some nutrients are less abundant or less bioavailable in plant sources. Iodine supports thyroid hormone production, which is crucial for fetal brain development. 150 micrograms per day is commonly included in prenatal vitamins. Choline supports neural tube closure and lifelong memory and learning. The target is 450 milligrams daily in pregnancy. You can reach that with tofu, soy milk, quinoa, beans, broccoli, and, if you include them, eggs. If you're strictly vegan, consider a choline-containing prenatal or a separate choline supplement if your diet falls short. Folate is essential in early pregnancy to prevent neural tube defects. Your prenatal should include at least 400 micrograms of supplemental folic acid or methylfolate on top of your high folate diet, starting before conception whenever possible. Vitamin D we already discussed. Verify your level and supplement to target. And calcium, iron, and zinc are well covered by a varied plant pattern plus the strategies you've already heard. Here's your action plan for supplements. Choose a high-quality vegan prenatal vitamin that clearly lists folate or folic acid, iodine, iron as appropriate to your labs, vitamin D, and ideally choline and zinc. Add a dedicated vitamin B12 supplement on a daily or weekly schedule. Add a separate algae-based DHA, providing at least 200 to 300 milligrams per day. If your prenatal lacks choline and your dietary intake is low, add a choline supplement to reach the 450 milligram target. Then partner with your OB/GYN and dietitian to check labs at sensible intervals. Iron indices, vitamin D, B12, sometimes iodine and thyroid function, and adjust thoughtfully. Supplements aren't a moral failure. They are an evidence-based safety net that makes a vegan pregnancy simpler and safer. Let's stitch all of this into a daily rhythm so it feels doable, not theoretical. Here is an example pattern you can adapt to your tastes, budget, and energy. Breakfast: a smoothie blended with fortified soy milk, silken tofu, oats, berries, and a tablespoon of flax or chia. Take your B12 and DHA with this meal. Mid-morning: soy yogurt with fruit and pumpkin seeds. Lunch: a big bowl built on quinoa, lentils or chickpeas, a heap of colorful vegetables, a handful of kale or bok choy, and a tahini lemon dressing. Squeeze extra lemon for the iron plus C hack. Afternoon snack: hummus with whole grain pita and bell peppers, or edamame and a citrus fruit. Dinner: stir-fried tofu or tempeh with brown rice, broccoli, and cashews. Add a side of calcium-set tofu or a cup of fortified plant milk if you're aiming to round out calcium for the day. In the evening, separate any iron supplement from your highest calcium meal. Twice a week, make a big batch of crispy baked tofu or a pot of lentil stew so you have protein prepped and ready when fatigue hits. And keep a short list of kitchen anchors on hand: tahini, lemon, frozen greens, canned beans, frozen edamame, fortified plant milks, so that even a 5-minute meal hits your key nutrients. You may still encounter pushback. That's okay. You are not obligated to win every debate. You can simply say, I'm working with my OB/GYN and a registered dietitian. My blood work is monitored, I'm meeting my needs with food, and I take a prenatal B12 and algae-based DHA. That one sentence signals that you're not winging it. You're following medical guidance. Let's also normalize the emotional side of this. Being vegan in pregnancy can sometimes feel like defending your identity while navigating nausea, cravings, and unsolicited advice. Give yourself flexibility within your values. If tofu is the only protein you can stand for a month, that's okay. If smoothies carry you through the first trimester, that's okay. If you need a fortified cereal because everything else is repulsive, that's okay. The goal is adequacy and consistency over time, not perfection on any given day. Your diet is a pattern of hundreds of meals, not a single plate. Now, let's summarize each myth with its punchline and plan so you can leave with a crisp mental checklist. Protein: you need roughly 80 to 100 grams. Plants provide that easily. Plan protein at every meal. Dairy for bones: unnecessary. Focus on the 1,000 mg calcium target using fortified plant milks, calcium-set tofu, low oxalate greens, tahini, and chia, and ensure adequate vitamin D per your labs. Soy danger: debunked. Phytoestrogens are weak keys. Soy foods are safe and beneficial. Enjoy 1 to 3 servings daily. Iron: at risk across all diets, not because of plants. Use the vitamin C hack: time coffee and tea away from iron-rich meals. Monitor ferritin and supplement if your labs say you need it. Food only, not safe. B12 and DHA are non-negotiable. Add a vegan prenatal and customize with your team. You are not at risk, you are aware and prepared. A well-planned vegan pregnancy isn't harder, it's more mindful. You are not depriving your baby. You are nourishing them with a diverse, fiber-rich, anti-inflammatory eating pattern that supports healthy weight gain, stable blood sugars, and long-term heart health, while supplementing the few nutrients plants can't reliably provide in pregnancy. That combination, smart food and smart supplements, is what the science supports. And you're already doing the hardest part: showing up, asking questions, and choosing evidence over noise. I'll end where we began, with reassurance. You can do this. You can grow a strong, healthy baby on plants. You can sit at the family table and say, I'm confident in my plan. You can walk into your prenatal visits and feel proud of your labs because you built your diet with intention. And you can let the myths float by without letting them in. I am a doctor, but I am not your personal doctor. This video is educational and is not a substitute for individualized medical care. You must partner with your OB/GYN and a registered dietitian to monitor your levels, adjust supplements, and personalize your plan, especially if you have additional medical conditions, past deficiencies, or unique dietary needs. Please don't do this alone. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What is the #1 myth you're tired of hearing about your vegan pregnancy? Share it in the comments, and let's debunk it together with kindness and science.